Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hey, y'all.
So,
Hi,
this is Marvin.
Amber.
and Liberty, and I'm eating some vegan cheese nachos.
And we're with the family.
We are just here, guys, having dinner right now. We got nachos, vegan nachos. Let's take a look at that right quick. Look at that. Don't that look good? Tell them what you put in the thing, baby.
Well, first, y'all, I just want to start out by saying that we were supposed to eat something completely different. When I went into the refrigerator and looked at the cauliflower, it was not what I thought. So Libby was disappointed. Daddy was disappointed. I had to figure out how to make it up to them. And so God gave me the idea. We just bought a huge thing of cashews. I said, you know what? We're going to have some nachos tonight. So we basically have the vegan cheese. What I put in it this time was, because I switch it up sometimes depending on what dish it is. If it's from mac and cheese, it could be something different. Yeah. Anyway, let's see, there's nutritional yeast inside, cashews, carrots, and then seasoning, paprika, salt and pepper, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's all that I put in this time.
How you prepare it?
Prepare the cheese.
You put it like how you put it all together. You mix it in a blender.
Just put it in a blender. That's it. And anyway, and then on top of that, we have mushrooms. Y'all, we love mushrooms. Marvin always says that the mushrooms is his meat.
Yeah, it reminds me of meat.
Yeah, so we put mushrooms on it, black beans, salsa, guacamole, and that was it. So Libby likes hers plain, but she still got her veggies, because y'all, we put them carrots up in there.
And I really like your cheese, Mom.
Thank you, beautiful.
So our day has been pretty chill. We just wanted to pop in here and say what's up to everybody quickly. We just came back from a neighborhood park that's close to our Airbnb here. And let me tell you something about Atlanta. They cannot be beat as far as their park system here.
Sure, it's not.
Second to none. I'm talking about we're on a totally different side of town from where we last were. But the park system is still incredible. And, you know, it's free. And you just, I mean, it was people, old people, young people just running, walking.
Yeah.
One dude was singing. He
was praising God. He was.
He was jamming some BB or CC or something.
Yeah. Yeah, the parks are so beautiful. It's like you can't lose anywhere you go. All the parks we've been to since we've been here, like Babe was saying, are just dynamic. And you see so many people at them, especially like today. The weather was, I think, like 60s, high 50s, low 60s, high 50s. And so people was just out and about, moving about. Kids, adults, older people, you know, I mean, you know, couples, you know, then we saw like 3 ladies, reminded us of the Golden Girls, even though it was 4 of them, but it was 3 ladies, like older ladies exercising together.
Yeah. It was like, excuse me, talking while I'm eating.
Daddy, no talking while you're eating.
I know. But health is like a really big thing out here, but not like in a vain kind of way. People just want to be better. You know, they just want to stay active, stay moving. So you probably got, you know, people from all walks of life. Yeah, you
go ahead.
You got people from all walks of life that are just staying active, and I think it's encouraging, especially if you're not a super heavy person into working out.
I'm glad, baby.
If you're not a super person into working out, but you do want to stay active and be around other like-minded people, the parks and stuff are really cool, you know, versus like, I guess, being like in a gym or something.
Yeah, because especially, y'all, we went to the gym yesterday, Monday. It was so packed.
It was. And
then we went to a newer gym that's a part of our chain of gyms closer to our Airbnb, and Babe was not feeling it. Because it was kind of older, like the machines were rickety. He had to move. Then another lady came in between us, and we sitting there trying to like flirt with each other. The lady looking at us like we crazy. It was it was interesting. The gym, how many people were there? And you know, it was one lady, it was one machine I was trying to get on, and I had to keep waiting. And you know, she was taking her time. She was enjoying that machine.
Let's see. The thing is that we pay $5 a month each. So, you know, that's the benefit. We could go with the big, you know, nicer gym, but we in there to get working. We in there to look cute. We ain't in there to, you know, do some other stuff. We're there to take care of business, get in and get out.
Get out.
So it works for us, and it's a blessing because of the fact that we didn't have to like get a new gym membership being here. The same mom and pop. It's not like a 24 or a lifetime. It's a mom and pop gym that we were a part of in Houston, and they have a network of gyms, and it just so happened to be in our area. So that was super dope. But one of the things I will say as it relates to like health and working out and stuff like that, as I've gotten older, you can say how you feel, but I don't beat myself up if we can't make it to the gym every single day. It all depends on what your goals are. Obviously, if you're like an athlete or you're, training for something, you may train on a more regular basis. But what I found is we've been able to reach our goals simply because of our diet.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Being vegan, a lot of people have asked, if we feel better or sleep better and stuff like that. And we've been doing this for so long, we just feel how we feel. But looking at older pictures of ourselves, mainly me, I was just all like this and, sweating and breathing all hard. But no, I'm just playing. But being vegan, I will say, it's not the fountain of youth. Look at the baby. It's good, isn't it, babe? It's good.
Now it's some more.
All right, we'll get you some more.
We'll get you some more in a moment, okay?
It's not the fountain of youth, but it's really close to it.
I agree. I totally agree. I think that what's interesting about us is that we were already like plant-based before completely becoming vegan. So, hold on, baby, one moment, okay? So, I will say I didn't feel a huge jump because we had been doing it for so long.
Right.
But prior to becoming vegan and just changing over our diet in general, then we definitely noticed just how smoother, just the digestive system within our body seemed to be, all that type of stuff just seemed to just kind of clear up a bit. You wake up and you just don't feel
basically more regular.
That too. But you don't feel as bloated. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one thing that I noticed. Like when I wake up in the morning, you just feel flushed out and you don't feel as heavy. Yeah, even like eating these nachos, for example. It's just like because it's all good plants and things of that nature, and salsa, tomatoes. You just don't feel so heavy.
Yeah, you feel cleaner. I remember when nachos have always been a staple in our household, and I remember when we were making regular just cheese nachos, I would feel sick, after getting 2 and 3 helpings, I would literally feel sick from all that cheese and all that milk. And so in this instance, I still get the same 2 or 3 helpings, but I feel, I feel fine. I feel, I don't feel like I have the itis, I guess is what it's called. So we're not here to tell you that the lifestyle is going to be the end-all, be-all, cure every disease and ailment that you have. Obviously, we suggest consulting with your medical professional. But what I will say is that, when I've been going, to the doctor, and I recommend all men should do it. I know all women do it on a yearly basis, but all men should do it as well. Get your blood work, get the full stuff going. My numbers personally were a lot higher in a couple of areas before becoming vegan, and now everything is like super normal, and that's been a blessing. So I'm a believer in the lifestyle simply because of the fact that any areas where my doctor wasn't too happy about, he's loving it now.
That's right. That's true.
It is what it is.
Living, how do you feel?
Remember, how do you feel about being vegan?
Yeah. I like being vegan. I used to like cow cheese pizza, but I used to really like cow cheese. Like the cow cheese was better on.
Hold on, Leah. Come on, scoot up, bud.
The cow cheese was good, and more good.
Hold on.
I love the I really like the.
Turn baby.
Okay, thank you. So we can get her on. Sit down.
We're talking about how we're at home, so we comfortable right now.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Lip. Let me turn it back to you.
Well, I really used to like the cow cheese, but on cow cheese pizza. But then I got used to being a vegan because I'm about to tear up these yummy nachos. Because these nachos here, they're not cow nachos. cheese nachos. They're like vegan cheese nachos. We use carrots,
Potato, cashews.
cashews. What else do we use, Dad?
Yeah, it's mommy.
We use paprika.
Paprika.
I love paprika.
She really does. She loves paprika. But what I will say quickly is that, we found that, with the particular lifestyle, we have really been able to grow a taste for any and everything plant-based.
Yes.
And we truly don't miss, like people ask us all the time, or they'll bring up how they just went to a fish fry, or they picked them up a steak and how good it was. And, I'm like, oh, that was cool. The only thing that I always say that I miss is what, sweetie?
Chicken.
Popeye's chicken.
Popeye's chicken.
Specifically
yes,
Popeye's. A chicken, exactly. I'm waiting for Popeyes to drop that vegan spice recipe so we can make it for our vegan chicken. But, give it a try. Even if you don't feel like you could commit, because it is a commitment, as far as being a vegan, because you have to be real specific. Because people ask, well, what's the difference between vegetarian and vegan? Vegetarians, it might be common sense for many, but a lot of people don't know. They always, when we bring up being vegan, they always bring up gluten-free. And it has nothing to do with being vegan. It's people that have a gluten allergy and they cannot eat bread with gluten in it. But they equate the two. Foods with gluten. They equate the two together for whatever reason. That's what we've experienced when we would ask restaurants if they had vegan options. So basically, vegan is thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome, baby.
No dairy, nothing that comes from a cow, basically. And that includes butter, certain types of oil, lard, of course, and, all sorts of other byproducts. Hold on, Liv. Come on up. Don't move, because okay, no problem. Other byproducts that basically derive from an animal or an insect. And you'd be surprised how many like candies and stuff like that, like the color of them. You'll be surprised how much stuff derives from like insects, like crushed up insects and stuff like that. Hold on, Lil. So we don't want the baby business to be out. Hold on. Let me sit you up. Thank you. All right. Now sit still, okay? All right. So anyways, you have to ask those type of questions. And what I find is if you feel like the person or at the restaurant or wherever that you're going doesn't necessarily know what you're talking about, just tell them that you're allergic to milk, anything with dairy in it. For whatever reason, sweetie, and it's been my experience when I've seen is that when you say you're allergic to certain ingredients, they make sure that.
That's true. Let me go double check.
Yeah, let me go double check. It's more of an importance at that point. Yeah, so this is something that you want to be thinking about, but we like it. We don't feel like we're missing out on anything. We can sit there. As a matter of fact, we had lunch with family.
Yeah.
A couple of days ago.
Uncle Andre and
Auntie Alicia. Yes, we had lunch with some family a couple of days ago, and we went to a restaurant that had vegan as well as regular food options, and it wasn't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because the restaurant catered to both lifestyles. Mm-hmm. They had a specific vegan menu, so that makes it a lot easier. But I think that if you have a family that's supportive of your lifestyle, and though they may not share in the belief of eating foods, without animal products, if they're willing to at least respect, what you got going on, and maybe even cater a meal or two at Thanksgiving or Sunday dinner, that's a blessing. So
it is. So Babe and I were talking, and we were just asking ourselves, did we really go into why we even became vegan in the first place?
No, we never did.
We never really did. So we just want to share that with y'all. Like I mentioned, we've been eating plant-based like since college days, y'all.
Off and on.
And but what I mean is we would, go if there's a vegan restaurant or a vegetarian restaurant somewhere, we would go eat there. It didn't matter whether we were or were not. Right. And when we were in college, around 2003, I want to say, we actually became vegetarians, y'all.
Vegetarians for like how long?
I think it was like a year, or something like that.
Just out the blue.
Yeah, just out the blue. We became vegetarians. But then it didn't last that long because we were very uneducated about options. You know, options and just everything in general.
And it wasn't, society wasn't as, not accepting, but you couldn't go to a grocery store and get soy or something like that unless you went to like the international stores and stuff like that. Yeah. It wasn't as readily available as it is now.
Yeah, well, in Whole Foods, actually, y'all in college, Libby loves Whole Foods. Yay. We call ourselves college broke kids trying to shop at some Whole Foods, y'all. Right. So really, that's kind of what stopped our whole vegetarian journey, I guess I would say, is because it was expensive, and we, like I said, we were uneducated, and we didn't know that it doesn't cost an arm and a leg in order for you to eat this way, you know. True. So fast forward to some years later. And what got us kind of back on it was Babe was really tuning into Stickman. You guys familiar with Dead Prez? So can you take it on from here and tell us about the album and all that stuff?
So yeah, so Stickman, if you remember the group Dead Prez, one of their biggest songs is Bigger Than Hip Hop. Hip. It was on Dave Chappelle Block Party movie. But they've been around for some time. And so Stickman, specifically, and they're here in Atlanta. We haven't met them yet, but we're looking forward to running into them because we keep running into celebrities.
We really
so
do.
I know we're going to meet them.
Weird, yeah.
It's crazy. We saw Ed Hartwell from Real Housewives of Atlanta a couple days ago.
We just saw him the other day, yeah.
But anywho, him and his wife live here in Atlanta and their 2 children. And they've been plant-based and vegans for a long, long time. And so he had an album called The Workout. And it was kind of like a hip-hop health mixtape. It was different artists that were talking about health and wealth.
A little bit, babe. I feel like you're not eating all the way. That's okay.
Health and wellness and all that stuff.
There we go.
But, you know, dope rhymes, beats, all that stuff. So a lot of time medicine is best taken when you put it in some in candy. And so they utilize hip-hop as the way to tell their story and encourage the masses on how you can live a plant-based life. And of course, Russell Simmons, he's been a big advocate for, the vegan lifestyle for a very long time. And so it was something that piqued my interest. And in both of our families, you know, we have a lot of different diseases in our family. And a lot of times you hear people say, well, high blood pressure runs in my family or diabetes runs in my family. And it really has nothing to do with your family. It's just that, of course, if everybody's been eating a certain kind of way from generation to generation to generation to generation, and they, of course, get whatever ailment or disease is tied to eating a certain kind of way, well, then you might think, I'm just genetically predisposed to get this illness. And I wasn't allow that to be a cop-out in my life or in my babe's life. And so, you know, we just started, you know, making those steps, and you know, the rest was history.
That's right. I'm sorry. We started out, you guys, basically we had already given up like pork years before. And then with beef, occasionally, I mean, like I didn't buy it. We never cooked it at home, but like Babe loves burgers. I think we mentioned this before. So if a new burger joint would open up, you know. Okay, sweetie. Okay. Then we would, Libby is so silly. We would, you know, maybe try out that restaurant, you know, to see how the burger was or whatever like that. But other than that, we didn't buy it. You know, we only eat ground turkey. And so we, I'm trying to see, what did we give up first? I think we gave cold turkey.
We gave up chicken for turkey, I think.
Did we? Probably so.
We gave up red meat. That was the very first thing.
Well, I'm saying, like, you know, we really didn't even do red meat, but it seemed like we just kind of collectively just stopped eating meat, period. And then we were just eating seafood occasionally, because we were like, we were like, we want to try this thing, but you know, some of the restaurants and things that we would go to, you know, it was hard for us to be able to eat. And you know, we were like, well, at least if we go to a restaurant, we can eat, you know, seafood. And then where we lived in Houston at the time, you guys, I mean, they didn't have as many actual vegan places. But then we started realizing, wait a minute, we eat vegan all the time because we eat a lot of traditional foods. We eat Mediterranean food, we eat Indian places, different Asian restaurants. And so we started to, once again, like I was mentioning earlier about the educational part, we started educating ourselves and seeing that, wait a minute, if we eating tofu, you can go to the Chinese restaurant and get a tofu dish for like $7.
They've been had that too.
Yeah. And so it became very apparent to us that this is something that we can do. And as a matter of fact, we feel like this is something that we should do.
Right. My doctor was happy about it, you know, because there were a couple of areas, you know, as it relates to my personal health that he was telling me, you know, you gotta make a change, Marv. You gotta do this or you're gonna be dealing with X, Y, Z. I've always been a bigger guy. That's like, I will say when you used to hear a person say they were big boned, I was the big boned one between all my siblings, but that wasn't going to be an excuse that I allowed to invade my mind for any longer. And I knew, you know, we go to the gym regular basis, but you really cannot out exercise a bad diet. And that was really where we had to make those changes. So like I said, I might get down on myself if we don't make it to the gym 4 times a week or whatever. I might used to do that, but with our diet, you always hear people say that health is 80% what you put in your body, 20% is the physical activity. So, you know, we always are eating good, and good by healthy and tasty. So that makes things a lot better.
It really does.
It really does.
Yeah, and I think what we've learned also, just like today, we went to the park and
the weight still has come off, by the way. The weight still come off.
Still come off, even though we're not in the gym, like Babe was saying, 4 to 5 times a week.
Yeah.
Our goal has always been 2 to 3 times a week. And sometimes it doesn't work out like that, especially with our transition now, you guys. It's just been so many new things and new experiences that have been coming our way. Right. But just like today, going to the park, we got a really good workout in, but we were able to enjoy each other.
We were just walking.
Yeah, we were just walking, y'all. But if you know anything about Georgia, it is so hilly, y'all. So you'll be flat one moment and then you'll go up a hill and then go down. So
it's like being on the incline.
Yes, definitely. So
I'm going on a roller coaster.
Yeah, or like a roller coaster.
Libby got to play on the swings and the slides, and they had a lot of stuff.
Sure
remember
did.
the climbing thing you did?
You remember, Mama?
I did the climbing thing. I went on the slide a few times. I also played at the park.
Yeah.
And we walked a little bit. And when we were walking, the night was really quiet. And then Daddy put me on his hand, and Mommy carried me, and then we went to this little gym place where it has basketball, gymnastics, Mississippi, and
Mississippi. We ain't got no Mississippi.
and kids classes and daycare and other places too. But I don't know what else they have in there. I went in the basketball court.
Yeah.
And I also had a great day at the park today, and that is good. Whenever I do my thumbs up, that means whatever.
That means it's good.
That means it's good. Whenever I do thumbs down, that means it's not.
Not good. So in conclusion, guys, like I said, we got a whole bunch of videos that you can watch showing the different foods that we've been preparing so far. We have a whole vegan section. We got more stuff to come. We're really excited about that. But it's easy, y'all. It really is.
It really is.
And it doesn't hurt that you're in a city that caters to the lifestyle as well. So utilizing something like the Yelp app, whatever city you're in, more than likely there is a couple of vegan spots that you can check out. And you just go on the Yelp app and then search vegan, and it'll show you have it searched by location. It'll tell you all the vegan restaurants there. And like you were just saying, babe, Chinese restaurants, they offer tofu.
Yeah.
There's a Chinese spot on every corner. And you just get the tofu and broccoli, or the eggplant, and broccoli and stuff like that, and bam, you're eating vegan.
Exactly. I also wanted to add, Babe was giving Yelp. It's also a website, Happy Cow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say .net maybe, or .com. If you do Happy Cow, it'll come up. It also, if you put in your zip code, it'll also let you know the vegan restaurants in your area, or vegetarian restaurants, or veg-friendly restaurants. So it may not be a vegan restaurant, but maybe they, it's a Mediterranean restaurant. They have falafels, which are vegan, for example, stuff like that.
Or they can make other menu items specifically, and they maybe twist it up a little bit.
Yeah.
and make it vegan. So,
Yeah.
all right, y'all. Well, we appreciate you rocking with us. This is Marvin.
Amber and
Liberty Vernacular.
I want to say, if you're thinking about the lifestyle and you've already begun the transition process, let us know how it's going for you in the comments. If any of the videos we've watched or any other places that you can recommend, please let us know in the comments. And we're here to help answer any questions. We are not those kind of vegans that are going to make you feel bad if you slip up.
Don't say bad.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to say bad. If you slip up and you have a little piece of chicken here and there, you know, we're just happy that you're considering the lifestyle. And, you know, don't beat yourself up if you don't get it perfect. You know, perfection is the enemy of good, and we're striving to be good. Right now, it's easy for us because, you know, we don't even have a taste for meat right now.
No.
We get sick if we
were
at a restaurant. You want to tell them the story?
Yeah, we were at
Red Robin.
Red Robin.
Yeah.
And y'all, by the way, they do have a very good vegan burger now. They have a new vegan burger that's actually, they used to have like a vegetarian one that had egg in it, and then they had a vegan one, a boga burger.
Right.
But now they actually have a just vegan for everybody. But anyway, it was really good. We ended up ordering some mushrooms, fried mushrooms, y'all, and in it was a piece of chicken. And I bit
fried chicken.
I bit on it, and as soon as I tasted it in my tongue, keep in mind we've been at this for a while, I automatically was like, oh my goodness, this is chicken, and I spit it out.
Yeah,
so,
like this.
Yeah. So one thing of advice that was given to us when we first started on this journey was being careful about eating at non-vegan restaurants.
Yeah.
And I can truly say that advice was very, very, very true, because we've experienced it quite a few times.
It's almost like you tell them, you know, I don't eat like this, and they just be like, okay, you know, they don't. I guess the servers sometimes don't do a good job conveying it to the people in the back that's cooking the food. But like I said, I think what we need to do from now on say we're allergic. If you say you're allergic, they gonna make sure that it's on point.
Yeah,
so
we're almost done.
Well,
okay, I have one more thing I want to say, y'all. We have a cruise. If you've been following us on Instagram, we went on last year, November, for our anniversary.
Yeah.
We have. I can't wait for us to show it to you guys. We're so sorry it took so long, but you guys know we've been in transit, and we've tried to give you guys something just like now. But you guys are going to see all this amazing vegan food that we had on this cruise, just to show you guys how, if you really want to do it, you can do it, because those people work their behinds off for us.
On vacation.
Vacation.
They made it happen for us.
Yeah.
So. All right, y'all. Now we appreciate you rocking with us. We just wanted to drop that in, but we want to wish y'all a blessed rest of your evening.
Yeah.
And please be sure to check out our channel for more videos. Tell everybody bye, Lil.
And guys, just click the buttons and smash that button right there.
That like button.
Come over.
That like button. And guys, give us a thumbs up on this video. And I just want to let you know this is Daddy, Mommy, and Liberty. And we're with the family, and let's get this show on the road.
All right, y'all.
Good job. Peace.